Happy Christmas. It's Christmas. Merry Crisis. Merry Chrysler.
Welcome to The Basement Dweller. With your host, Jacob Santoro, a.k.a. your favorite man-child.
And we're back. We're back. It's Christmas time. Happy Quidmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas.
I wasn't done.
Oh.
I was going to do this whole bit about how it was just me and how, like, awkward it was going to... No, I wasn't going to do any of that. Episode 31. I guess this would be season 2?
Yeah.
We're going to call it season 2 of The Basement Dweller.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be episode 1 then.
What was that?
It would be episode 1 then of season 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Episode 1 of season 2.
Hey.
Happy 2022, everybody, because this will probably... Well, no, this will air right before New Year's. God damn it.
Why is it
Say
a Christmas
Yeah.
episode then?
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas.
Doesn't feel like Happy
Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
this year, though. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't know about you, but like this, I was just telling Allie that this does not feel like Christmas this year. I think it's just because we're so broke that we can't afford to get people Christmas presents.
I got you some great Christmas presents.
You did.
Yeah, Christian did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. I got Ali a knife.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to say more than that.
It is
What?
a ritual dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, ritual dagger.
For that blood magic and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really
That might-
practice that yet, but
That about
Perhaps.
spice things up
Yeah.
in the bedroom.
In the
you know?
bedroom, yeah, should cut me up real good.
There you go.
I got my sleeping shirt, my dress,
I got
my
Jacob some Ebenezer Scrooge pajamas.
I'm very excited. I want to be very clear that those will not leave me like ever. Like I'm gonna wear those till I die. I'll probably die
I
in
hope
them.
you wear them until there's like a worn out piece on the bum.
Yeah, so my dirty asses.
So one butt cheek hangs out.
Those will probably also double up as like my depression clothes as well.
Oh,
for
dude.
sure.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, you can't go
yeah,
wrong.
that's like prime depression clothing right there.
Yeah. What's cool about it is that it has a collar on it. So it's like if I wanted to, I could just put some pants over it, just tuck it
Nobody
in,
would know.
and no one would know. But then if it's like
That would
it's,
be so uncomfortable though.
no, you just write it up a little bit. You
You
just
have a lot of shit stuffed in your pants.
Right. Like
but
that's
it's
uncomfortable.
bedtime whenever I want it to be
Walking around with
bedtime.
some Dookie booty.
Yeah, man, season 2. I'm really excited. Starting fresh for the new year. Tonight, I am joined by Christian and Ali. Favorites. Anyone's a favorite. If it's not me, you're a favorite. So, you know, we'll just kind of get back to the old days where everyone's just like, oh, I love insert whoever you had here. You should have them back on. But what about me? Yeah.
Who said that about me?
I don't know.
Give me a number.
I want a name. Did you get all your Christmas shopping done, though?
Yeah, I didn't do much. I shopped for my son. I shopped for you guys and my roommate. That was about it.
Not parents.
I don't know what to get them.
That's always like the consistent struggle.
Yeah, like,
My parents went easy on me this year, and they were just like, "Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
they always say that though.
Yeah.
I still
But
feel
they're
like
not going to give me anything,
I
so
doubt
it's
it.
fair.
I doubt it.
No, they're not going to.
My mom's always the type where she's just like, I just want a clean house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not coming to your house to clean it for Christmas.
I think my mom just wants my presents. I mean, like, no pun intended.
Just give me your presents.
I think she just likes me around the house. Like, if it was up to her, I'd be there I'm gonna be there Christmas Eve night to about noon Christmas Day, but she'd have me there all day. Like, that's honestly the only thing she wants. We kind of went over like this really lame thing where me and Allie have spent every night together for like the past like over a year, and so
Yeah.
it's like on Christmas Eve we won't be with each other because her mom wants her there for Christmas Eve night. My mom wants me there for Christmas Eve night. So like it's our first night like away from each other. It's
Oh my
weird.
God.
I know, dude.
What are you guys gonna do?
Just text each other like
yeah.
high schoolers all night. Probably
my
sext
God.
each other. I'll keep it traditional in my high school bed. I'll just fucking jack off in it like 3
Just a
times.
Race car bed.
Send her some dick
Race
pics.
car bed dick
Yeah.
pics.
You're going to jack off, but you wouldn't.
Have sex on that? No.
Yeah.
That bed was not meant to have sex
You
on.
would not have.
You can have
your
sex on
childhood bed.
anything.
So last Christmas we had like my sister's old like. Do you know what a trundle bed is?
Yeah, like the one that slides under.
Yeah. So it's like a single bed and then another single bed.
Yeah.
Well, like, Allie's trying to get frisky with the whiskey at like 5 a.m, and I'm just like, there's no room for me to like do anything. So it's just like, no, I didn't
It's
want.
not about the actual sex. It's about you're having sex in your childhood bed. It's like you going back in time and high-fiving your former self.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
I would love to hope that like if time is not linear, then like if time continuously repeats itself, there's like 16-year-old Jacob in there like jacking off, and then like he feels like a like a shiver.
Yeah,
like, 'cause
like
he,
you just think back in time and just think about when you laid on that bed just listening to music doing nothing or jerking off.
like a monster.
And then you do it while you're having sex, and then while you just think about just the boring nights as a teenager.
Were you a chronic masturbator as a high schooler?
Define chronic.
What do you define as chronic?
I don't know.
How many times did you jack off a day?
Twice?
No, it's not chronic.
Okay.
Did you?
No, I wouldn't say. No, I wouldn't say I masturbated a lot. I just had sex a lot.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Yeah, I didn't have that pleasure. I thought my dick was gonna fall off in my high school room for sure. And now I guess my little brother is like going through.
Oh no.
Well, he's like 13, 12, 13. He's 13.
Oh no.
And it's like my mom tells me, and I love this because I know she's gonna listen to it. And but she's like, she calls me. I remember I was at work and she called me twice.
Yeah.
No voicemail, so I know it's not like an emergency. But like she calls me twice, and then she texts me, "Call me when you can." And I was like, "Okay." like so I think it's either gonna be like about like what her current situation is, or family drama or stuff like that. I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? What's going on?" And she's like, "I've noticed that whenever I do your brother's laundry, there are always perfectly folded like hand towels in his hamper." And I was like, okay. And then she's like, also, like, he's going to the bathroom like 30 minutes at a time. And I was like, oh, Mom, I mean, I mean,
Wait, just like, how do you use a towel? I feel like that would hurt.
no,
Well, you don't jerk off with the towel.
no,
you
you
just
don't-
come into it.
Oh.
Do you not know that? You need something
I don't
to catch.
have a fucking dick, so.
Well, yeah, okay. You just don't want your jizz flying all over the place. So you got to catch. That's like what the whole sock thing's about.
Oh. I feel like that would hurt too.
No, do you think that they put their sock over and jerk off?
Yeah.
No,
that's what I
dude, you just
thought.
catch it with the sock.
Oh.
Did you do that? You looked at me like you did that.
What?
Did you wear a sock like a condom?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I usually just did it in the shower.
Yeah, see, that's weird. I can't do that. I can't do it standing up.
Oh, I didn't do it standing up. I just lay down in the shower. And just let the shower. Yeah, just let
The
feel
water hit your
Yeah, I would
chest.
turn it on like the hardest, like the harshest, like setting on the shower head, and I would just feel the sensation just on my shit.
This is a good Christmas episode because I was going to ask you, what's the first thing you ever jacked off to, Christian?
Girls Gone Wild.
What does that have to do with Christmas?
It's the point.
Oh. What?
Nothing.
You know, okay, so
Make that more obvious.
Sorry. Hey.
yeah,
Nothing.
Girls Gone Wild. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. No, I'm talking like first real like pornographic. Like you looked it up. Like you looked it up and you.
Oh fuck. I feel like I was like pretty 0 to 100 on that. Yeah, 'cause, okay, no, I know exactly what it was now that I think about it. Before I really like had the courage to like use the computer for porn, my dad used to get these men's health magazines, and like in one like on a lot of those magazines, there was like lewd pictures, not anything like overly pornographic.
bikinis
but
or-
it's a men's health. So like if there was like lingerie and stuff, they wouldn't blur out the nipples and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I knew exactly which one it was. I forget who the actor was on the cover, but I remember there was one, and I would always put it back in my dad's stack that he had in the book closet, and I would always just like find it and then pull that one out, and I remembered the page and everything. And I remember there was this girl with like this pixie short haircut, and she was wearing like this purple lingerie that it just had like a netting like over her.
Are you sure this wasn't like Hustler or something?
It
Like,
was
why would this be in a men's health magazine?
it's sexy.
Like, what does
I'm breaking
what
the
does
rules
that
right
have to
now.
do with men's health?
You're right. I'm breaking the rules right now. A lot of women don't know that. There's a lot of bad shit.
That's interesting.
But there is like, it's an adult magazine for men. And yeah, there's like tits in there sometimes. But yeah, I remember I found one and I was looking through it and I found that picture. And that was like the first thing that I like consistently used was that. Yeah.
I like Ali's. Can you tell us?
What?
Your OG like go to, like for jerking off.
About the TV thing?
No, the album.
Oh, the Blink-182 album. What album?
With the
was it?
hot nurse on it.
Yeah, with the hot nurse. Yeah, like I just thought she was so hot, and I was like, oh my god, a bra. Because like you can like see her like red bra, like
her like tits are popping out.
Yeah,
like,
her tits are popping out, and she has like that red bra on, and I was just like, oh my god, that is the hottest thing. I thought I was a lesbian for a really long time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like before, and then I was like, oh yeah, I like guys too.
That's why she likes me, because I kind of look like a fat lesbian. So.
That woman.
Yeah. Mine was there was like a tattoo magazine that my stepdad would like subscribe to.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes they would do like if girls had like essentially like their whole body done, they would essentially have everything like shown except for like they'd have like pasties on their tits.
Cool.
But that was probably like the first thing. But go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Did you know how to jerk off like immediately?
No.
Yeah.
So like I would consistently like flex my bone. Like I would just like flex it. Like
Just-
and like that, yeah, like that felt
Just
good
make
to
it
me.
strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I would literally just like, because I know you know how to do it too.
Yeah,
Where,
yeah.
You just kind of like let it wave.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now as I'm talking to you. Like
me too.
yeah.
Yeah.
You just kind of
You just do kegels.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you just do it. Yeah, and like so that's what I would do, and then I went to just dry humping. Like I would dry hump everything in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when my parents weren't home, like if there was like legitimately like a special like couch cover or like something like that, like I would just like bump and grind on it. Like I didn't start jacking off like actual legitimately until I got my first hand job in high school. Like it took me that long to be like, oh.
I feel like every time I'm on this podcast, like we just talk about jerking off.
It's funny.
You should just call this podcast like
Jerk off
Jerk
stories.
Off.
Jerk off Jacob.
Jacob
Yeah.
with all the tips on jerking off.
Yeah.
Jacob off.
Jacob off. I don't know. I was just curious. I mean, we don't have to talk about it. We could talk about
I'm
Christmas
just
stuff.
don't have a problem talking about it. I'm just saying like
You want to know why I brought
it
it up?
gets talked about a lot.
I like jerking off. I don't know. Not anymore. I haven't jerked off in
I was gonna say
like 7 months.
yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, good job, guys.
Yeah, I don't jerk off anymore.
Wow.
I just have no, like, yeah, I mean, I get in the mood and stuff like that, but like, I'm just like, nah, wait.
I get it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, it's just like, I guess part of the routine. I'm sure as it is for everyone else.
Oh, don't get me wrong. If I wasn't with her, I'd be jacking off like 4 times a day.
You're gonna be jacking off on Christmas.
You know what? Okay. So that's why I brought it up, because there are times where like I don't know, like you just because I brought up like because I thought of like awkward like family situations, and like it's no secret that for sure, like whether it's like Christmas or a birthday or whatever, as long as it was at my house, like hosted at my house, I definitely took a break to go jerk off. Like
Sure.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I was like thinking of. Like before I went to my family and I was like, it's Christmas.
Man, they're gonna
everybody.
like listen to this now, and
That's
then
fine.
you're gonna like leave the room, and they're all gonna be like, "What's he
He's gonna go
doing?"
just
right
Jerking
now?
off right
Yeah.
I find no comfortable place more to jerk off than I do my childhood.
now. You have to air it after Christmas, and then the episode after you have to be like, "Yeah, Mom, I jerked off all over your house."
Yeah, it's like a Dateline episode in that room right now. Speaking of,
Oh,
I have been watching. I know we brought this up on the podcast too. Like my sensational, like just unquenching thirst to watch Chris Hansen bust pedophiles on Dateline
yeah.
has just been so just. Like
Yeah.
it's been crazy. Like it's my favorite. Have you ever watched them?
Yeah.
Like have you ever like really watched them?
Yeah.
Like a whole like spend an hour doing it.
I mean, my thing is like I just don't know where to find it now. Like I have watched it like as an adult and been like, wow, this is such a good show.
YouTube.
Like,
Just watch it on YouTube.
yeah. Huh, well,
I
Yeah, I
think,
think all of his stuff's on YouTube now.
yeah.
that's true. I watch all my shows. On
We should
YouTube
do that.
anyways.
We should bust pedophiles, dude. How fucking sick would that be? How sick would it be if we bust them and then we get them to talk on the podcast and just like
Just sit the fuck down.
have a seat?
We're recording.
Allie's
now.
like behind them with a gun. She's just sitting there like this. Just I don't know. I've just been thinking about it. Like, it's just like one of my favorite things of all time to watch. Like, and like not even Chris Hansen. Like, there's so many YouTube channels that just dedicate their channel to doing this.
Yeah.
I just think it's such a good service. Like,
I liked that one that I was watching where I think.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
It was like undercover underage, and it's like this chick, like she has like this whole team of people that like help her basically catch pedophiles. Well, hopefully, you know, because like some of it's you know hard to do because they get spooked, basically. But she like makes up these like personas and like puts wigs on and like even like does her makeup.
She looks like a teenager.
Yeah, to like look younger, you know, and but she's like really like 30.
Yeah, with like 2 kids.
Yeah, and like she even like they've like rented out this whole house to where like each persona has like a different room, you know, that they like decorate and everything, so just to make it more like believable for these guys, you know. And they did catch like quite a few, which alarmingly like they were like all the ones that they caught were like teachers.
Dude, it's so crazy.
You know, yeah.
So the thing that sucks, and like I was telling her about this, like the biggest like edging of it all, like the biggest cock tease of it is that like because they don't. Chris Hansen had the police.
Right.
They don't. So it's like,
well, they like kind of do. Like there's like one guy, because she'll like go and like try and meet these guys, but she has like a police officer with her, like who agreed to like, you know, be like her driver and like watch her while she goes to like meet these dudes, you know. But then it's just like at the end of the day, like there's just so many things that it's like it's not enough evidence, even though it is.
Yeah.
Some people just know what to say.
Well, that's the thing though, is like on this show, it's like it's just and that's my favorite part is that, like when they get them to like send like videos or like voice recordings and they're just like, have a good night, baby. I love you.
Yeah.
Thinking about you.
It's so gross.
Like, why don't you take your fucking tits out?
Like, I love you. Like you're the love of my, like
it's grooming. It's grooming.
15-year-old. Like,
yeah. Well, and that's what's sick, and like that's where we really get into it, is that it's the fact that unfortunately, like a 15-year-old who has somewhat interest, like someone who's way older than them is giving them interest, it gives them validation,
right?
You know, so it's just like in this perspective, I mean, it's always creepy, but like in this perspective, it's extra creepy because you know that it's a fucking ruse, but this happens all the time. But it's just like, if it's not her, I mean, there are teenagers that are just like going for this.
Right.
Like they're going to go.
That's like her whole thing is like, she's like, I make myself the victim so that an actual teenager isn't becoming the victim.
Dude, I told her, I told Allie, I was like, dude, I what did I say? I was like, if we ever have like a daughter, you know, and she's like 15 and I catch her, like talking to someone older than her, I want to be like, I'm going to say right now, you're not in trouble, but I want you to just convince them to meet you somewhere. And this person will never be seen again. Like I literally have these fantasies of just like, oh no, this is where you're gonna die. Like,
oh my god,
yeah, like I'm gonna break your fucking kneecaps and you'll never see the light of day again. Like and I think that's why I love this show so much, because like I want to be a part of that, but I also don't want it to be like televised so I can, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, because I mean, what better scum of the earth to just fucking do this to than pedophiles? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I heard like, you know, honestly, just sending them to jail might just be enough, because I heard those guys don't do very well in prison.
No, I mean, it depends. Like,
dude, I mean, justice on pedophilia or just racial crimes.
Right.
Like we were watching 48 Hours, and did you ever hear about the guy that
Ahmed Aubrey?
Yeah, and he was just running through a neighborhood, and that father-son duo just like chased him down, trying to be like citizen police.
Yeah. And
like they were waving guns at him, and so like naturally he retaliated, like these guys have guns, I have to fucking stop them now, and they shot him.
Well, he just kept running. Like he was like, I'm not gonna like, you know, until they basically like cornered him.
Right. So this is like deep South Alabama.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I mean, the first thing obviously, so it's just like, this is a because the guy was a retired police officer, and his son, I was laughing because he's like, and his son was a retired Coast Guard veteran, and I was like, oh, so not a veteran.
Coast Guard.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll take all the heat on that, and I'll debate you forever. But I could do that now. I'm 285 pounds and out of shape. I can absolutely be a Coast Guard person right now. But anyways, so you know, what's crazy though, dude, you got to watch this because like because every cop in America now has the body cam footage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking to these dudes, and one the son is covered in blood.
Yeah, covered
because they pumped him with a fucking 12 gauge.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And you know what's crazy is they showed the video of him essentially dying on the street. It was insane. I told her, I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore because I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But they're like talking to the guy and he's just like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. It was crazy because if he was any other color, that dude's going to fucking jail. But he was talking to him.
Yeah.
Like a concerned citizen. He had blood all over him. This guy is the guy that murdered that kid on the street. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, I don't know. They didn't arrest him that day. It took him days to arrest them.
Yeah.
But I was telling her, the point is I was telling her, I was like, just like pedophilia, I'm like, dude, you were going to jail in deep South Alabama in a prison system that unfortunately is, you know, a lot of brothers, you know, and they're going to love you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like good. Like, so I agree with you.
Especially if you're an ex-cop, like you're fucked.
Oh, you're done, dude.
Like you're fucked in prison.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, dude. It just sucks. Like it really puts in perspective. Like it just like that stuff happens. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's never gonna happen to me or Allie. You know what I mean? But it's just like because he was literally going on a jog.
Right.
And it just sucks. It makes you feel shitty.
Well,
you know?
and it was all because like he stopped in like it was like a house that like they were renovating or something, and he just stopped inside like a couple times and just like added, like maybe to like take a break from running or what have you, like, and he just like, and they even said he never took anything that was in the house, but he was not the only person who stopped in that house.
It was like a shell of a home, so it was like under construction.
Like there were kids that went in, there was a couple that went in, but because he was the only black guy, he was the only one that was made out to be like some kind of fucking criminal.
Multiple 911 calls of some black dude robbing a house, but they all knew like well that house had nothing in it.
Yeah.
It's like when we lived in Marley Park, there were houses that were under development all the time. Right. I don't know anything about you, but I definitely walked in those houses just to hang.
I used to sleep over in those houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I used to do sick tray flips in those houses. Man. So it's just crazy. Man, this is a fucking sad Christmas episode.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, seriously.
Fuck.
All right, let's you know what? The original point of this before I was like, what's the go-to? Jerking off.
That's why we talk about jerking off, Allie.
Because then we'll get sad if we
I'm not the one who brought up sad things. You were.
No, I was. No. It was topical. Hey Christian.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Christmas gift you ever got? Like, what's one thing that you remember forever and always? Like, if you were Ebenezer Scrooge and you were the Christmas or like the ghost of Christmas past took you, like, where would they take you?
Dude, you know what? I think it was when I got Metal Gear 3 on PlayStation 2. Because, like, I've always had, like, a soft spot in my heart for the Metal Gear games because that was the first game I played with my dad. That was kind of the game that, like...
I think we bonded over this.
Yeah, that was kind of, like, the game that, like, led me into, like, really being into video games. And my dad used to play MGS1, like... on his PS1 back in the day.
Yeah.
And I remember when we rented Metal Gear Solid 2 and we played it together till like 4 a.m. Because that, that was when my dad was, he was younger than me, than I am now, and that like back then. But no, yeah. And I remember like one Christmas we got Metal Gear Solid 3 and I didn't get to play it too much with my dad, but I just remember like I've always loved those games because of that. And, it's one of those games that just really like fucking hits a soft spot with me, and I've always loved those games, and I always will love those games, even if they make bad ones.
When was the last time they made a Metal Gear?
Shit. I think it was.
5.
Huh? No, it was.
Right after that sucked.
It was that shitty one.
Yeah. 2000
Survive. I
yeah.
think
So it was like it had to be 2018 or 19, probably.
Something like that. Yeah, but that was like the first one that they made without Hideo Kojima. And that was the one that was the one that made everyone mad. Which,
do you remember in the Game Awards too when the guy had to say like, with all respect to Sony or no Konami, they requested Hideo Kojima to not be here, and there was like a verbal like boo, like in the crowd was like, how dare you?
They did that dude so dirty, man. He made Konami famous.
Yeah,
like he's a fucking genius, dude.
That dude is a genius. The like amount of like fucking detail and just like random little bullshit that he would put in his games just that he knew that like the players would find is amazing.
That's like introducing new Smash games and being like Masahiro Sakurai was requested to not be here. Like, are you fucking serious, dude? Like, so
like they could have done it amicably, like I'm sure Hideo Kojima, if they had just explained to him like, hey man, we're looking to go in a different direction, and they could have just let him accept the award,
right.
for his game. Fuck, like
he's a superhero to people.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
He made amazing games.
Yeah,
I loved Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was too afraid to play those games, but yeah, I agree. I watch people play those games.
It's just like, what other game can you go like learn so much about? Because a lot of the shit is like, lore.
Yeah.
And those games had like no shit like 20-minute long, in between play cinematics that you would watch.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's games like that. Have you ever played a Metal Gear game, Allie?
Like sort of.
Well, those games are just incredibly detail oriented, and like I didn't get to play because 3 is Snake Eater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't get to play Snake Eater until me and Christian were years into our friendship, and playing
Is
that
that
game.
the one where it like read your memory card?
No, that's one.
That was
Psycho
I
Mantis
remember
from
that
Metal Gear 1.
That
Yeah.
one creeps me out.
traumatizing.
I think we made the joke one time where it's just like, what if they like doxed it or not doxed it, but like modded it to like, if you put it on the on the PC,
Yeah.
just like, I see that you've been enjoying hentai. You've been on Bang Bros for 87 hours.
But like again, that's like a great detail to the
Yeah.
game. Like
Yeah.
that he thought, let's put this shit and make it read their memory card and think their PlayStation is possessed.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like there was like now you have to connect. I remember this part tripped me out. Do you remember like when it like back then when TVs like when they had the video mode instead of like the HDMI's or
yeah, it's like the 3, like the.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you had to put your TV on video, right? Video 1, video 2.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought it was so crazy because I don't know how the fuck they did this. Because I don't know if it was just for my TV or just for Japanese TVs or what. But I remember like when you would put my old TV on video mode, right? It would say in green letters in the top left of the screen, video.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were playing that and that screen and that part happened, instead of video, it said Hideo.
Oh.
And I don't know if I'm like making that up or whatever.
Like
but
a
in the
Mandela
same-
effect.
In the same letters, the same everything. It looked like it was my TV.
We'll have to look that up because
and
that's
it said
really.
Hideo, not video. And I was like, no fucking shit. Like
That's interesting.
it was scary. Like because it genuinely does make you feel like your system's possessed. Like
All that from a Christmas memory, huh? That's fucking gnarly, dude. Like,
yeah, dude, Metal Gear is awesome. I fucking love those games.
So you would say Metal Gear 3 is absolutely.
That was the best gifts I got.
That's
yeah.
your best memory. What about you, Allie? What's the best gift you ever got?
It's gonna sound stupid.
No, it's
but,
not.
like,
Come on.
I really wanted like you probably never watched like the Barbie movies, did you?
No.
Okay, well, like I really loved like the Pegasus, like Barbie. What was it called? It was like Pegasus something or whatever. But like they came out with like like the Pegasus wings or whatever that you could like get, and they would like move and shit. Like, and so I really wanted those, and I loved it so much just because it made Ryan laugh. Like every time I like put them on, and I would like pretend to be a Pegasus. So I would just like get on all fours and just like neigh. And like run around the house with like fucking wings on, and it would just make him laugh. So that was like that was my favorite.
If ever Allie's parents listen to this, I will pay any amount of money to have a video of that because that's so
there might be somewhere.
Oh my god.
I remember my sister had some, but they weren't the Pegasus ones. They were like when the Barbies, like when they came out that Pixie movie or that fairy movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember like do you remember that Barbie movie? Because I have seen some of them because I have sisters.
I don't like. I kind of remember the fairy one, but I really liked. I think it was like Princess and the Pauper.
I remember that one.
The one with the Pegasus. I think it was like something like Magical Pegasus or something. Like I can't remember.
What about the twins one?
That's Princess and the
Is
Pauper.
that the Princess and the Pauper?
Yeah.
Dude, I've seen that one a million
Yeah,
times.
like I loved that one.
I know the songs and
Yeah.
because like my parents would like when we were moving from California to Arizona, my parents would always put that because we used to have a DVD player in our truck, and my parents would always play that one. So like I have the song with the "I'm just like you, you're just like me," like just stuck in.
Oh
my
yeah,
brain
and you can
forever.
do it like spot on now. Yeah, like 10 years later. That's
Yeah,
so
dude.
funny. I would love to see that. I will say so. One of my favorite memories before I give my answer is that I would always ask Allie like what were you into as a kid? Like everyone had their thing. Like my biggest thing that I was into, like that I remember like being continuously into was Tech Deck dudes. Like you remember like the little thumbs.
My cousin was super into those.
I collected all of them. Them and Hot Wheels. Like I had 1,000 of them, right? And so I asked Allie, I was like, what was like your thing? And I remember it had to have been like our like 4th or 5th date. Mm-hmm. You know, like you just have drinks, you smoke
Stuff to talk
weed.
about,
Yeah. And she's like, tigers and lions. And I was like, what? She's like, tigers and lions. Like, okay. She's like, I had this onesie And when my parents went out, I refused to wear anything but this onesie, and I would roar. And I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Like that's crazy!" But then she sent me, and I would love to find the fucking picture. It's a picture of little baby Allie. She was like 3 or 4, maybe 5, and she had she was in this tiger, and her mom even was just like, "Oh yeah, she wouldn't take it off." And I was like, "Oh, so you're just that crazy girl."
My sister didn't want to go to the store with me because I would growl at people and things, and my brother's friends hated me because I would try to bite them.
That's the lion girl.
Yeah.
Oh, so you weren't even a horse girl.
Yeah, I was like the horse girl, but with lions, basically.
That's awesome. So that's why when we watch Tiger King and stuff like that, she resonates because all she wants is a fucking
those poor tigers.
I told her, I said, if I ever make a bunch of money, I'm gonna get us a Tony Montana house, and it's gonna be the push it to the limit. And as soon as we get married, I'm just gonna show her outside, and it's just gonna be a fucking tiger in our yeah, dude, that would be so sick.
What would you name your tiger?
I don't know.
El Tigre.
Just tiger in Spanish.
I don't know. I'm not good at coming up with names before. When I see animals, a name always just comes to me.
Okay.
You know, I don't like premeditating about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is where I'm it sucks because her ideal pet is a tiger.
It's a lion.
Or a lion, and my ideal pet is a monkey.
Oh my god, you guys would be dead.
Yeah, I know, dude. And I literally just watched that 911 call of that lady getting her face fucking ripped off. I know, dude.
Why do we keep going to stuff like that?
I'm just saying, because she always shows me these TikToks of these little tiny monkeys and stuff like that. But I was just I want a fucking chimp. I want to fucking. Yeah, I know, dude. I know because
let's get a finger monkey.
No, dude. But I
just
want
one of those tiny little guys.
No,
you can
dude.
put them on your mic.
I want a fucking full-grown chimpanzee so bad, and numerous sources will tell you that if you get them as a baby, it's fine. But once they get to 6 years, it's essentially
get rid of them.
Yeah, you have to because they go through puberty essentially.
Yeah,
and they're just dude, they will fucking kill you for
I will
no reason.
Throw hands with a monkey.
Have fun because
it throws a poop at
your hands
me.
will be broken.
Dude, your hands will be broken.
You can't even block a shot from a monkey.
Seriously,
it'll
dude,
shatter your arm.
It's crazy how fucking strong they are, but I want a monkey so bad. And so one day we're just gonna become fucking Joe Exotic and fucking what's her name?
Well, I don't want a lot.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, just one.
Just one. My favorite gift, I think it involves you, honestly, because there's 2 that come to mind. And okay, so maybe I hope that Allie knows, but maybe you know.
Mm-hmm.
There was an old game that was a boxing game for PlayStation and GameCube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it had such crazy characters.
I know exactly.
It was kind of like an
about.
EA Sports game, but the poster child of the game was a fucking black dude with an afro.
I know exactly.
Yeah,
what game you're talking about.
and he had on his boxing gloves he had smiley faces.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson was a character.
Yeah. So I got essentially a Rock'em Sock'em Robots boxing thing for Christmas. And even though I didn't get to enjoy it for that long, because honestly it broke instantly, that's probably one of my favorites. But actually I would say my most memorable. So I remember there was a situation when we all lived in Marley Park, me, you, and Sebastian.
Yeah.
And I was the only kid, and I don't know if you remember this, but you guys used to make fun of me because I was one of the only households, I guess, that didn't have internet. Mm-hmm. Internet at the time that when did we go to high school? 2008? Yeah, 2008 was when we.
Yeah.
Okay.
The game was called Ready to Rumble. By the way.
Dude, that was the fucking shit. I had one of those. It was a Rock'em Sock'em where you could literally put on gloves.
Yeah.
And it would you punch and they would punch, but it was Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Cool.
Yeah, but it broke instantly, so I didn't get to enjoy it. But that was probably one of my most memorable. But
I liked Wii boxing.
oh, dude, you didn't want to fucking put
You
those
don't
in
want
my
none
I
of
would
you
this
beat
smoke.
you.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Oh,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Rage in the Cage 2022, me versus Allie. I'll fucking domestically abuse you, dude. You don't even fucking know. But so I remember us all hanging out. And I was one of those kids because I didn't have the opportunity. I'm sorry, mine's dead. So if I can.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I would tell you guys I play PlayStation and stuff like that. That's why I'm so obsessed with Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
Because that's all I had. Mm-hmm. And you guys were dude, the future, you could play fucking online with your friends, and you know what I mean? And I was okay. And Sebastian, you and Sebastian were you need to tell your dad. Because it was definitely during Christmas. You're
Yeah.
you need to
I
tell
remember
your
you
dad.
called me and you were how do I set this up again?
Yeah. He was you need to tell your dad that like the future's fucking now. You need a fucking video game. Like, so I remember my
He's
dad.
like Butters from the fucking.
Yeah. I play Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
No, I was talking about from the post-COVID episode.
Oh yeah. Hey, fellas.
NFTs.
The NFTs. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, it's a great one if you haven't seen it. But I remember for like 2 solid months, I would tell my dad wherever we went, Dad, I would love an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like that's all I want is a fucking Xbox. I got, and this was King Dick, dude. I got the Modern Warfare 2 limited edition Xbox 360 with the 500 gigabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
Dude, I was the coolest kid.
I still have that Xbox.
That's amazing.
Did I ever tell you that?
No, I gave it to you though, right?
You sold it to me,
Yeah.
yeah, and I still own it. It's I think my brother actually has it now because I gave it to him for like Netflix and shit. But like, yeah, dude, I had that Xbox for a long ass time, but I remember that shit was fire. I think it was dope.
Yeah, dude. I remember I had friends come over just to literally look at it, like, and then we go down the Modern Warfare 2 era of like my childhood. I was a sweaty gamer for sure for that game.
Same. Modern Warfare 2 is probably the last game where I was like heated, like where I was toxic as fuck.
Yeah,
like,
dude. And that's why I always laugh at like those memes where it's just like kids would never survive like Modern Warfare
They
2 lobby.
wouldn't,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. I remember all the shit talking that would happen in those games.
It was gnarly.
Like, oh, do you remember Xbox recorded messages?
Hey man, yeah, so fuck you. For
Yeah,
that.
dude.
You should literally
Honestly,
fucking
bro-
abort yourself. Just tell
honestly,
your mom
bro.
I fucked her last night. And
Honestly, bro, that quickscope was fucking bullshit. You're a fucking hacker. I'm gonna fucking report you. You can't do anything that I do. Fuck your mom. And then it would just send it. Some dude from fucking Oshkosh,
Some
Bagosh,
30-year-old.
Washington. Yeah, dude. Like that was the fucking best. Allie was never. You played. I mean, you had internet access for a long time. I know that because you were definitely a MySpace, Tumblr,
I played like computer games. I didn't really,
and like Sims
I
and
never
stuff.
really got into like console until.
what kind of computer games did you play? Like Age of Empires and shit.
No, not really. I played like MMOs.
Oh, like
Like,
what? Did you play Maple Story?
I like a little bit. I definitely tried to, but I didn't really like, get too much into it. But I really like. Did you ever hear about like A Perfect World?
I have
Or is it
heard
like
about
Perfect World or something? I don't know. It was like a fantasy,
Okay.
like MMO. I tried looking for it again, but I don't know. It looks kind of shitty now.
It probably is.
And what else did I play? Sims a lot for sure. And then I was like really into like IMVU, even though it's not like a
Oh my
video
God.
game. Yeah.
That
Me and
virus
Madison,
game?
yeah, would just like get on there, and then we would just get dudes to like send us money so that we could like buy more shit for that stupid
What?
thing. Yeah.
like real money?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. That's awesome.
What's the most money you've ever been given to by a fucking simp, Allie?
Probably like 300.
Shut up.
Yeah.
At one
It's
time,
not like it's not like I feel like it's not that much because I feel like there are bitches that are like
you want to know how much money I've gotten from other people online? Zero.
then
300
it's just
pays my car
annoying.
insurance, man.
that shit just gets annoying though. Like I don't know. I wish I had like more tolerance for fucking bullshit, but I don't.
I get it, but at the same time, if I had hoes just all over, dude, if the tables were turned and girls yearned for guys the way we do for girls, like I feel like guys would roll with it.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd be all about it. Just yeah, man.
I think, but that's always like the grass is greener thing. Cause like,
Yeah.
look, here's the thing is like in my life with Allie, she has told me some of the horror stories of like being stalked and
I'm sure.
you know what I mean? Crazy
Yeah,
stuff like that, where it's just like, yeah, I would hate that. But also like I've seen on Twitter and stuff like that, and maybe it's just something that you say on Twitter, but like I've had girls be like, oh my God, this dude's so annoying. He sends me like $50 all the time and like
So annoying.
and I'm just like, dude, I would fucking kill like if someone was just like, nice dick,
But you know
bro.
what that is though.
What is it?
Like they're paying for that. Like it's a humiliation thing.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's
like
just
they get paid to make those posts because they're essentially humiliating somebody.
speaking
No,
of.
what? Hold on. What?
dude?
Yeah.
Are you not familiar with just humiliation and stuff like that?
I mean, I understand like the humility. So wait, dudes are asking people.
yeah, like
to,
they want to be called out like that. Like I've had people like legit pay me to be like make a fucking post and like just like rag on my dick or something. So it's like
fuck.
yeah.
Why?
no, dude, there are dudes, and I've told her that I'll never understand it.
Or they'll try and get it for free. Like they'll like sit there and like, send you unsolicited dick pics, just hoping that you'll like put them on blast because it's like a fetish for them. Like it's a kink.
What the fuck?
I love it,
Yeah.
dude. Like I remember watching like Vice covered it. Like there's a dude, I don't remember his whole backstory, but I know that he was from Nowheresville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
He was a fucking farmer, but he finds this girl on this site, and he's literally like money slave. That's what it is. It's literally just like she will be like, "Hey, you fucking piece of shit, garbage pig. Like, I want these shoes." And he's like, "Yes, queen, of course." And like, he will just send money to her. And they were like, "How much money have you sent?" Because they're always like mistress something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's like, "How much money have you sent her?" And he's like, "If I'm being honest, in the ballpark, around $85,000.
Shut the fuck up.
That's crazy. He's like, my farm brings me income, but I would say about 66% of my income goes to her.
Holy shit.
And there are men who just love it.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm just like,
What a waste of a good income, man. That's insane.
but not to them. That's the thing. Is like they
Right.
love having the attention. They love feeling like a pile of garbage, and it's just that this is what you like. I mean, we all have our things that we're into. That's just theirs.
That's true. I guess I shouldn't judge.
I mean, I don't get it because I would never pay somebody to do that. But like,
Damn.
I
I just couldn't imagine like being, I don't know, like I wouldn't say I'm really tight with my money, but like goddamn, like
Oh, I know you're not tight with your money.
yeah, I'm kind of bad about it. But,
I love the 2 a.m. Christian messages. Is like, I think I'm gonna buy this $300 Warhammer mini. Like, it's okay,
whatever. Got it.
makes you happy.
Sitting on my shelf right now.
Right, it makes you happy. I think now that I'm in a relationship, like I'm more hesitant to do that. I don't know why I'm so afraid of like this judgmental.
Well, yeah,
thing.
because you got someone to call you out on it right then and there.
But here's the thing: is that Allie has been such a supportive partner. She has just been blunt and just said, "Pay the fucking bills and do whatever you want."
True.
But we have, what, honestly, can we hold this thought? Because I'd love to go on break. I want to talk about insecurities of spending money when we come back.
okay.
Okay, so you remind me of that. Okay,
Okay.
let's go on break.
Hey, you're just mad because I'll be able to do something with my fucking guitar in hands that you'll never be able to achieve in your entire life, kid. So yeah, you're gay.
And now more of The Basement Dweller.
All right, we're back. A little more delayed than we should have been. There was a super. That cat was so cute, man.
Yeah. There's a stray outside.
Oh,
Just let me take him home.
you're not gonna take him home.
I texted her right now.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, there's a cute stray outside Jacob's complex. Can I take him home?
He had some big fucking cojones, dude.
Big old nuts on him.
Dude, he out here saying it with his nuts, bro.
Heat, bro.
Big fucking heaters, baby. No, we were. What were we talking about before the break, babe?
Men paying lots of money for.
Yeah, but hold on. We were talking about. Oh, we were talking about how like I have like we both have like this weird thing how, we're like super anxious to spend money on ourselves. Mm-hmm. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Do you have that ever at all? Like no.
Nope.
Like the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Like you don't even understand the ramifications.
I'm
of
like, I have all this money. I got to spend it.
Yeah, see, we can't
I
do that.
used to feel that way, but then like, I don't know. I just feel like after like this last year and everything, like, and everything just getting so expensive, like I feel like I'm not allowed to spend my money on anything just in case like I have to go to the hospital or like, you know,
because
like
I have
something
$10,000 medical
like,
bills.
Yeah, you know. So I don't want to feel this way anymore. Like it sucks.
I mean, I personally, I don't know. Did your parents ever give you like the whole like, here's why you need to save your money?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking like 401ks.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you just no.
Nah.
I don't know. My original theory was that I wasn't gonna live to see like 40, so I was just like, why do I need to save money? But like, now that I have like an end game plan, it's like it's nice to save money. So like I did, been investing in my cryptos, and I've been seriously. I mean, like whatever, dude. Like it's just, it seems to work. So it's just like, what else am I gonna do? You know?
I always have looked at it kind of differently where I'm just like, you know, I've been struggling. You know, I've struggled my whole life.
Yeah.
my whole adult life, I should say. And like, I keep thinking about things like, all right, like I'm going to catch a break sooner or later, you know? Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to come into some money randomly. And
Like eventually the chickens will come home to roost.
pretty much. Well, no, that's a bad thing. That sounds bad. That sounds like I'm going to be homeless. But, no, like I don't spend money frivolously. You know, I know when I have money and when I don't. And, you know, it's just like usually I'll get caught up here and there by like a few bucks. But, no, yeah, I usually just try to like, you know, just keep struggling until I don't have to struggle no more.
Right. I'm sorry, babe. I had to mute your mic because I could tell whoever you were responding to, you were into it because I heard you breathing. So I was sorry, I cut your mic. So I was like, okay, Christian's in something. I mean, I don't know. Ali, do you ever feel that way? Do you ever feel like so like does your anxiety come from just at any moment I'll have to drop a bunch of money? Is that where it comes from for you?
Yeah, I think so.
See, my anxiety comes from, like, I say that I have all this money, but I still have gas and groceries and miscellaneous stuff. Like, I know that I'm going to drink it away, like, if you and I go out to a bar. Mm-hmm. Or, like, if me and Allie want fucking Uber Eats. You know what I mean? So it's just, like, I feel like that's where my anxiety comes from. Whereas it's, like, I'm not thinking about all the things I'm going to spend this money on naturally.
Right. Yeah. I'm kind of the same, I guess. I'm just kind of like, I'm always just riding pretty close to the cusp, you know, like where I'm always just like, I know I have just enough money to take care of all of the stuff I need to. Yeah. And maybe I'll have like some extra money here and there to like, buy myself food. Let me
just make it abundantly clear. Like you just said, maybe I'll have some extra money to buy me some food.
I don't mean like,
no. Hold on. Because I do mean the fact that the generation before us fucked this whole thing into oblivion. We should not be paying this much money for rent, first and foremost.
No.
Oh no.
It's a fucking sin.
Yeah.
We pay way too much money for this apartment.
Yeah.
So like all the things that we're anxious about, like we shouldn't have to worry about because like I think we've said on another episode, like your parents were able to still enjoy their lives while also having two small children.
Right.
And both of them were in their 20s still.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just like me and Allie would love to have kids. Mm-hmm. There's no fucking way now.
Yeah, there's no way that we could have kids and pay rent on this place. Like, I would be negative in my bank account every week.
Right.
And I was.
Yeah.
Right.
When we had Micah, shout out Micah.
Such a beautiful name. Where did you get that name from? I love that name. It's such a.
I don't remember where I heard it from. I just remember that was like one of the names that really like stuck with me. And Cassie will say, you have to bleep that out, but
it's like a stone, right? Micah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also a biblical name, but I just like the name. But like she'll say that she came up with the name, but the only reason is because I wouldn't let it go. Because like when she was pregnant, I would talk to him, you know, and I would always just refer to him as Micah. And then like by the time like she was actually having him, like there was a moment like when they were like, "What's the baby's name?" And I looked at her, I was like, "It's Micah." And then the nurse looked at her, she was just like, "Micah."
Did you guys have what was like a second place?
There was a couple. Micah was definitely the most reasonable one. Because I had like a whole list. I don't think I still have it in my phone, but I had a whole list of names that I wanted to give him. And close was gonna be Ronan. Oh yeah. Which I thought was cool, but that was that's the only reason I liked it because it's a cool name.
It reminds you of that meme where it's just like my son's gonna hate me for naming him Itachi Naruto Uzumaki.
Yeah, I liked the name Ronan, but again, like I was just like that's a little. You know, like people are going to know I'm a nerd.
Who cares?
I guess. Yeah. And,
yeah, at this point, like.
Yeah, especially, I mean, I was telling you that like one of my mom's friends named their son Soren, like Soren Markov from Magic the Gathering.
Right. And I just, you know, I don't know like what I was thinking about it, but it was one of those things where like I told her the name and she was just like, that sounds kind of cool. And then I explained what the name was and she was like, no. You know? And then the other one, that I was thinking about was either Azrael or Azazel.
Yeah, Azazel. That'd be fucking sick. Like the X-Men, right?
If I ever had twins, they would be Azrael and Azazel.
Oh, God, hard as a rock, dude.
It's a cool name. I mean, yeah. I mean, not just
You know what? You know what's funny you say that is because I think there. Babe, what were we watching where we were just like, we need to give our sons like powerful names, like Baron, like Baron Trump. We were just like what about like King, or you know what I mean, stuff like that. But I was like, but if my son King, like his legacy is that he's the fucking night manager at a Taco Bell.
right.
You know what I mean? Like that was like what really. So my whole thing was Ali is so good at naming children.
Yeah.
Mine come from straight, you know this. Mine
Right.
come from straight being a nerd. I want a son named Jace. I want a daughter named Liliana because they're from Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like I was thinking, like how many kids do you think are going to be named this year after like Vi or like, you know what I mean? Or like Jinx from that fucking. Have you watched Arcane, by the way?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
It's good.
Is it?
It's so good it got Allie to play League of Legends.
Is it about
Yeah.
League of Legends?
Yeah, it's about League of Legends
I
characters.
guess the
I'm
characters.
not
Yeah.
gonna watch that.
It's pretty good.
Is it like live action or is it like an
No,
anime or?
no, it's like
It's-
really, it's an
I would say
animation.
it's like anime.
It's not anime, but it's like animated.
Yeah. It looks like a painting to me. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like a really like detailed like painting, but then it like moves. Like I don't know. It looks really cool. I think it's a really unique
No, it
art
was really
style.
good.
Yeah.
You should definitely
I'll
watch
check it out after I finish The Witcher.
I gotta watch. I gotta watch
You
it.
gotta watch it. Yeah, it's really good.
I think yeah.
You know what
like
annoyed
Game
me?
of Thrones, like
yeah, for sure. But you know what annoyed me is all those TikToks with like the toss a coin to your witcher. Like that song sounds annoying to me, and I'm just
they
like,
play that song maybe twice in the show.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's like that Bard guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he like makes a deal with Geralt to like change. Because you know everywhere Geralt goes, he's looked at like a fucking monster.
Sure.
So he like has this deal with him where he's like, I'm gonna follow you around and I'm gonna sing about your triumphs and make people look at you differently. So that's why he makes the.
Oh, so he's like a good guy.
Yeah, he's a bard.
Well, he looks like a bumbling sidekick. You know what
He
I mean?
is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he is. He's like a womanizer and like, you know, just
Based.
all around douchebag. But yeah, no, his whole thing is that he wants to like, basically like for Geralt's protection, like also earn like getting new material for his stories because Geralt tells him like the songs that you're singing aren't true. So he's like, well, maybe if I hang around with you, I'll learn some real legends.
When are we gonna play D&D again, dude? I would love to be a bard again. I want to be a bard and I want to make actual songs for our campaign.
I think you should do a recording of it. I think you should do a podcast.
That'd be cool.
Of a D&D game?
Yeah, I feel like people would listen to that.
That's a lot of editing, you guys. You guys need to remember that it's just me right now. Like, it just...
We just have to commit to it. Well, not only the commitment, but also like we can't just go open ended. We'd have to be like, you know, we're only playing 2 hours today.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, so here's my goal, and this is something that I've talked about with you two, like, by, you know, just the two of us and stuff like that, but my goal, so starting next year, I know everyone, I want to apologize. This episode is a Christmas present to all the fans that watch. I love you all. I've missed you all. It's been a crazy month, but I'm glad to be back. My goal is to get actual video, you know, and that would be sweet. I just have a lot to learn on the job. You know, and maybe if you could commit, like this is Christian's, you know, like Dungeons and Dragons podcast, you know, like we could do that too. Like
I would love that.
I know you would.
I'll
you need
write
an
the
outlet,
campaign, dude. I'd be so about
you
that.
need an outlet that does not involve spending money on 40K. You know,
I don't spend that much money.
No,
you've spent more than I have.
Well, okay, but hold on. We did spend a lot of money at the beginning.
It's true.
We've kind of fizzled out now.
Well, I got everything I need.
I already told Allie, she's like, because we both agreed that we'll get each other Christmas presents at the end of like the year or whatever. And I was like, all I need is $410 for. She's like, on what?
I just
And
need a $1,200 Storm Eagle.
Yeah, pretty much.
I will do that if you spend $400 on me.
I will.
Ooh.
I'll spend $400 on you right now. You're my queen.
Oh, thanks.
Dude, I simp so hard. I know. Christian's like, okay. There are so many times where Allie, it's so funny because like Allie, so I've had so many girlfriends.
I'm just gonna have to do like payment plans if that's the case.
No, dude, like I've had so
Jacob
many.
doesn't do those. I tried.
Not on you, but she, you know, she gives me sloppy toppies, so you know, it's like.
Is that all it takes?
Yeah, that's all it takes. So if you want to give me some sloppy,
Give you some top.
I told Allie because you're gonna come over on New Year's. I was like, Christian, Christian was like, I'm gonna be the the only guy that doesn't have someone to kiss, and I was like, I'll kiss you.
Oh yeah, and then he texted me because Ali said no.
That's mine. That's my New Year's kiss.
I never done that before.
Go get your own.
I never kissed on New Year's. Did we kiss
Find
on
me
New
one.
Year's?
Last year?
Were we together on New Year's? I don't know either. Me and Christian have been together on many New Year's.
I don't typically remember my New Year's because I'm really drunk.
I still have never seen you be really drunk. Have I? I don't think I have.
Okay, here's the thing.
You know what it is? Hold on.
Here's
Before
the
you hold
thing.
on. She's really good at hiding it.
Yeah.
She can
I
finesse
can be
it.
fucking wasted,
I
and nobody's gonna know that I'm
Disagree.
fucking wasted.
I disagree.
You've never seen me fucking
I know,
wasted.
but I bet you I'd be able to tell.
Maybe. But
We'll
I
find out on
always
New
think
Year's.
I always like
Just like Jacob thinks
well,
he's
it's
really
like
good at
people
hiding.
like are always like
Fuck you.
they're always like you need to drink more like because you're not wasted. And I'm like I fucking promise you I am like so
No,
I'm not
see,
gonna
Christian's
drink more.
such
I know. All I would have to do to find out is just stare at you for a little bit longer than normal.
Why are you staring at her?
I'll just
so
be like,
much?
I will say like if there's any way to tell like my lazy eye definitely gets worse. Like if I'm really drunk or
She
fucked
just
up,
becomes old
like,
left eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a lazy eye?
Yeah. This
No.
one. This one.
Yeah,
It's like darker than the other one. You can't tell.
What? No.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, maybe it's because I'm like at a quarter angle from you. Look at me.
Maybe.
Look at me straight ahead.
Yeah, okay.
It's not.
Well, she's
it's
had
not, like,
she's
super
had
bad.
surgeries on it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And we've talked about it prior. I mean, like that's what I was saying. Like I always make the joke that
You have made jokes about it, but I didn't think it was like an actual thing. Like,
Hold on.
Yeah.
I want to pause for a 2nd. I've never made jokes about her wonky eye. I've definitely made jokes about Candace's wonky eye. I used to call her old left eye when we would hang out all the time. She has had surgeries for it so that it wouldn't drift.
Yeah.
Candace would have a wonk eye that would make her the chameleon. Like it would just fuck yeah. So yeah, no, I never see her eye like graze. There are times like for you, it's like really intimate conversations.
Yeah.
Like when you're so like when she's really focused on what you have to say, it will drift a little bit, but you can't notice because she's had surgery on it.
So
Yeah.
now I'm curious. I'm sorry. So like, what happens to like your vision? Like, does it?
I can like
Oh,
barely see out of
Oh, it's
that eye.
fucked already.
really?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Like I'm legally blind in this eye.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Because I can't. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like a common thing because I haven't really like looked too much into it. Because I was born with a cataract in this eye.
Okay.
So, like, I got like fixed for like the first like 6 years of my life. Like, I was just like in and out of surgeries so that the doctors would make sure that because my parents were like, well, we don't want her to have like a drifting eye, pretty
Right.
much, you know, like you just so she'd have an easier life
Yeah,
growing
yeah.
up, you know. So I had a lot of surgeries. So I don't know, like I think it's the cataract that made it so I can't really see that eye. I don't think it's the fact that it's just like, but I think because I had a cataract, that's why it's like lazy.
yeah, but like I never noticed it either.
You know,
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm staring now,
It's
but now
okay.
I'm like
It's
just
okay.
trying really hard to like notice it. But it's like whatever they did. I mean, great. Like,
Yeah.
it's really
No,
hard to notice.
you really can't notice it.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird, and I don't think we've ever talked about this, but the only 2 times I notice it is when she's in really deep conversation or when we're having sex. If she, so like when she, so when she,
Oh,
no,
God.
for real.
No, I'm
so
gonna be really self-conscious about
no, stop, enough. But like no, it's
Because I'm a stud.
Just make, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Just make her go.
No, it's just.
this. Now I'm just like imagining my faces during sex.
The only time I notice her lazy eye is when we're having.
No, I just okay. See, now you're taking it out of context.
Jacob, that's funny. Come on.
It is
It's
funny.
like that whole joke, like I'll make girls go like cross-eyed or
Yeah.
something. Like, come on.
But she goes cockeyed. But but that's the thing though, is that like I know that it's because she's in such intense like focus.
Yeah.
That's why it happens.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like to me, it's like I don't even notice it. Like I'm not
That's
gonna
how
be
you know you're doing good.
yeah.
There
It's
you
when
go.
she just her eyes go in 2 different directions. Dick's so good. Make a girl cockeyed. No, I don't really notice it. But my therapist actually, she brought up a really good point. So she's like, let me get this straight. You've dated almost nothing but Leos. I was like, correct. Because I bring that up all the time. She's like, okay.
What? Your therapist was like Leo's?
Well, because I said that. Because I was like Leo, you know.
Just
And I've talked about a lot of girlfriends in therapy.
Sure.
She's like, okay, not only have you dated multiple Leos, but you've dated 2 Leos that both have problems with their eyes. It's like, yeah. And both of those eyes are so bad that they aren't even allowed to drive. It's like, mm-hmm. She's like, okay. And then correct me if I'm wrong. They're both into Harry Potter. It's like, yep. She's like, Jacob, you have a type.
I was gonna say you got a type.
just eye disabled women.
Did she have red hair too?
No, she did not.
Blonde.
No, she's black haired. Candace, black hair.
She had blonde hair for a while.
Candace had black hair always and forever.
No.
Don't. I'm not gonna enter.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about her.
I don't remember her that
I feel like
well,
Jacob would know.
Yeah, I think I would know because I fucking yeah.
Yeah, but
There was hold on, babe. There was a lot of times before you, years before you, that I would just be with people and I would call them my girlfriend. So Christian's probably just getting confused out of all the other girlfriends that I fucking had girlfriends.
No, I'm definitely thinking of Candace, but I thought she had blonde.
Probably
hair
thinking of Heather had blonde hair.
Heather had red hair.
No, she did not. What are you doing?
What?
It's not a Mandela effect.
What universe am I in?
I know, seriously.
I gotta get back to the Stargate.
No, we're just a bunch of people who are too afraid to go to the doctors. Like, for example, like you and I both have. I confirmed that I have a fucking what's it called?
A periumbilical hernia.
Yeah,
Me too, man.
it's from being fat.
We should make him kiss.
Scared me
Why?
because it was like that's my intestine.
Yeah.
That's not good. When's the last time you went to the doctor?
Never.
What?
As an adult, never. The only time I went to the doctor was when my sister got sick and I had to go for a blood transfusion. That was the only all they did was check my blood.
I was so proud of myself. Can I tell you? I was such on my like high throne and like sucking my own dick about just like if Christian was not able to do it,
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I was so obsessed with helping your sister, dude. Like,
No, yeah.
how is she, by the way? She's
pretty much better.
And what was her disease?
She had aplastic anemia.
What does that mean?
It pretty much means that like her blood, like or her bone. You know how your blood comes from your bones, right? So like her bones.
I thought it came from my veins. I don't.
No, it's in your veins, but it's made by your bones.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guess something like she wasn't producing like enough platelets or blood cells. So like what happened was she had like passed out at like a dance class when she was really little.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and when they came to take her blood because they weren't sure what was going on, they like did a blood test and they came back like 2 or 3 times saying like, hey, sorry, the blood came back diluted. You know, maybe the sample was too close to like the saline drip or something like that. You know, to her IV. Mm-hmm. So they were like, we'll try somewhere else, and they pricked her like 3 different times to get blood samples, and yeah, they were just like, we don't know what's going on. It keeps coming back diluted. Turns out it wasn't diluted. She just didn't have enough blood cells in her blood.
She wasn't bleeding enough?
No, well, it was just like, yeah, like that's essentially what it is. Like she just wasn't getting enough oxygen to her body. And then, you know, there's a whole bunch of other complications that went with it. So they found out that her body just wasn't producing enough blood cells. And she went through like all kinds of like treatments. And it was really traumatic for like the whole family. And we all went to the doctor to get our blood tested to see, because she needed a bone marrow transplant was like what they were going to do. A bone marrow transplant to see if her body, because I guess if you transplant it, like it'll start producing normally, or it's supposed to at least. So we all got tested to see if we were a match. And I think I think you had to be more than like a 3/4 match or something like that for them to try. Yeah. And I don't think any of us were more than like a 50% match. So she ended up having to go do that. Well, she ended up actually going through an experimental treatment with something to do with like horse steroids.
Oh.
Yeah, or something like that. And it had a lot of effects on her. Like it made her like hairy and it made her gain weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to joke and say that she was turning into a horse.
Yeah, she became a little chunky baby.
Yeah, she did. But yeah, so that's what was going on with her. And then a bunch of other shit happened because there was, you know, there's complications with experimental treatments, obviously. And I know that like at one point she was in a coma for 2 weeks. Yeah. Because her brain or her skull filled with what was it? What's that stuff that if you mix with it, like with bleach, it like makes poison gas?
Oh, it's like bleach and hydrogen peroxide?
No, it's like not arsenic. What am I thinking of? It starts with an A.
It was a bit on Always Sunny, right? Because
Ammonia?
ammonia,
yeah. Her like brain started filling up with ammonia, and she had ammonia poisoning, which is like super dangerous because it could straight up just cause brain damage.
Yeah.
And she was in a coma for 2 weeks, and we didn't know what was going on. But like I remember, like I went to go visit her a couple times in the hospital, and she was like, it was weird. She was like semi-responsive. And she had like a diaper and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had
like,
one of those.
It was weird because like she just looked like she was sleeping really restlessly. Like she just looked like she just couldn't get comfortable, but she looked like she was asleep. And like we would talk to her and stuff. We would tell her jokes and she would laugh at them, but she wouldn't be responsive to them.
Just laugh.
Yeah, and she would like briefly like open her eyes and like go back to sleep or whatever. It was really strange.
Wow.
And then she came out of it and she she was like, what's going on?
Right.
She didn't know what had happened. But yeah, like since then, like it was like the hospital I think she was at was like NIH or something like that.
She didn't go to Phoenix Children's?
No, she went like to the other side of the country to get treated for that.
Wow.
Yeah. But fuck, dude, like
she was out of state?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was on the East Coast, like getting treated for it. And whatever they did, man, like it's really like helped her out. And she's like, right at this point, she's like pretty much normal.
Here's my question. Well, she's not normal because she listens to those sexual, suggestive rap songs that your mom's so obsessed about. But that's
She's
either
a
here.
big Corpse fan.
Yeah, big Corpse fan. So here's my question. So was she? How did they transfer her to across the country? Did she need like accommodations, or could she get on a flight?
Well, yeah, like it wasn't like they didn't transfer her while she was like in a coma. I think
like Weekend at Bernie's, like
just put some sunglasses on her, she'll be fine. Yeah. No, like they just took a plane and just took a trip. I forget where it was. I think it was like Washington D.C. I'm pretty sure it was called like the NIH hospital, something like that.
Sure.
Which great job. Thanks for saving my sister.
Of course.
But yeah, she went over there. I think it was Washington, like around Washington D.C., and that's where she got treated.
Wow, that was a crazy time, dude. I remember. I mean, I've known your family for so long, so it's just like I obviously the the point is not to take the focus off of her or anything like that, but I remember like drop of a hat. I mean, that was like all I cared about.
Oh yeah, I think we were living together like when all that shit hit the fan.
Yeah, that's when I was working at Toyota. So
it was terrifying, man. I mean, I remember like because like I guess one of the things about aplastic anemia is like the first signs of it is that it looks like cancer. Yeah. Whatever. I forget. I always.
But
forget.
She doesn't have to go to like chemo or anything, right?
Well, I think she did for a little bit. Wow. I'm not sure, but what's that? It looked like they said it looks like it might be leukemia.
Wow.
And we didn't know for 2 weeks that it wasn't leukemia. So that's
the longest 2 weeks of your life.
Oh, dude, I was tripping out the whole time. I'm not religious, but I prayed. Like like it was one of those things like where I was just like, if there's a higher power, like fucking save my sister.
Ali, do you ever pray? Like, do you ever feel like you pray, like, and you hope that someone like hears you?
Yeah.
So I only ask because even being in this apartment, like, both of you have known me long enough to know that I come from a religious background. But when I got my own sense of self, I kind of was just like, okay, is there a God? Is there not? Stuff like that. But I still catch myself praying all of the time. Yeah. And then like, so that's what kind of gives me hope that it's kind of like, I can't say that I'm an atheist by any means because I many times while she's asleep or or she's working, like I'm out here by myself, like I'm talking to somebody and I'm just praying that literally that someone's listening. So it's just like I'm always curious, like I don't know what you do when I'm not with you. Like, do you ever feel like, because we've had a lot of hardships, especially when it comes to finances. I mean, both you and I are so broke right now that it feels like all we do is pay for this all we do is pay for this apartment, so I know both of us right now have money struggles. Like, I'm just curious, like I know that you don't practice what's the word I'm looking for, traditional religion, but I know, yeah,
paganism is the true
right, okay, yeah, but like but do you ever catch yourself actually just like kind of being like, hey, are you there? It's me, Ali. You know what I mean? Like
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. It's not to God, no. Whoever that is, I don't.
So
it's to multiple deities. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Just because I've always been intrigued by like Wicca and like paganism and stuff like that. So like what is it?
What do you mean?
Like what is it? I can understand it's like a belief and like you have things that you need to do, just like any other religion. But like I don't know, I guess like what got you into it and like how do you like keep up with it?
I don't know. For me, it's like really weird because I've never really felt like I got into it. I feel like it was something that always like called to me.
Got into you?
You know, like I felt it before I even knew what it was. You know, and then finally when I kind of like did my own research and figured out like what paganism was. I mean, at first it was Wicca, but then like after like looking more into Wicca, it's very based in white supremacy. So I try not to.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, you know, like paganism is what, but for me, like it's so, it's kind of like, it's almost like weird to say, but it's, and in a way, like, no, like you can't, like, it's something that like you really make for yourself because it's not a picky thing. Like, it's not like we worship one God and you have to abide by all these different rules.
I
like
agree.
You can really make it whatever you feel like. Like you can practice, like there's so many different aspects that you can practice. Like there's like dark witches, white witches, you know, green witches that only
Periwinkle witches.
You know, that like only practice with certain deities and certain herbs and certain stones and things like that. So it's like you can really like pick what resonates most with you and go from there. You know.
So would you say that there's a time recently where you had like a moment like where you were just like, I need one of these, you know, deities to just
definitely. I think like when we like first moved in here, you know, like I was just like, okay, like, you know, whoever can help me out financially, like that would be great, you know.
So I came from, you know, very religious, Christianic, bare bones, traditional beliefs. And, you know, my dad kind of moved away from that. My mom's still really on it. My entire life was just as like, it's a sin to not believe in a higher power. I don't necessarily believe in a higher power. I kind of take more over where my dad comes from, where it's just like the universe. And like, this is where companies like The Secret really came from, because The Secret's whole perspective on life is that if you portray it, you'll get it. That's where you get like the vision boards and stuff like that, you know? And so it's like my whole thing, you know, like when I pray, Ali was really like was sick one day. Yeah. You know, and I get worried because just like you, we don't go to the doctors or anything like that, but I know that I have such a belief that her and I will spend the rest of our lives together, that it's like any situation where she doesn't feel well and it could potentially lead to an escalated situation, I want to kind of nip it in the butt. So like I do this thing where it's always right there on that couch, right in that middle seat, and it's like I use this coffee table as like a pew, you know, or and I will do the whole, you know, hands clasped and stuff like that, and it's just like I don't think I'm praying to God. I think I'm just like the universe.
So,
like
yeah, so like that kind of leads into like where I'm at in that whole situation, because like, you know me, like I've always claimed, well, I am, but like you know, with living in Satanism, right? And I always am apprehensive about saying that because people immediately are like, Satanism, you know, and it's not, you know, it's not like I worship the devil or anything like that, you know.
You should join TST.
What's that?
It's the Temple of Satan.
I think that's something else though.
No, not really.
Chinese, Japanese.
I'm thinking of the church. I'm thinking of the Church of Satan. Yeah. That's something else.
No, yeah, the Church of Satan, like they're okay. I don't like 100% agree with some of their ideologies, but I think that you would really resonate with TST, and I think that you should go onto their website and read their. They're really big on protecting women's reproductive rights right now, so I went ahead and I joined their thing. So if your country, or not country, well, maybe. If your state ever tries to like ban abortion on you and all that, they'll protect like your. Well, I know this doesn't really apply to you because you're.
No, yeah.
You know, you don't have.
Say it for the people.
You know, but like they're working towards like protecting your rights towards abortion. So like if your state were to ever like ban abortions, then you are protected under religious practice.
That's actually pretty awesome.
The United States isn't actually separated by church and state, apparently, like it should be.
So you were saying that you.
So like I got into it. I don't know. I want to say like it's probably like about 10 years ago now at this point.
Right. Yeah, we're almost 30. Yep.
Yeah. And you know, I've always read about it and I've learned about it, and you know, I like you. I was raised pretty religious. My family was Catholic. You know, we went to church every Sunday, and
no condoms in this house.
No condoms, but no sex either.
Yeah. Right.
So like I just always like really liked, you know, I had researched Anton LaVey about like what he did, and you know, he talked about how, you know, he used to be a piano player, you know, at a circus. You know, I guess it was a carnival, you know, that his family had owned or something like that. He said he would see, you know, during the daytime, you know, they would have service, right? So in that tent, they would have like, you know, church service, right? And he would see men, you know, praying for forgiveness, men, you know, asking for God to, you know, relieve them of the stress and guilt of, you know, men cheating on their wives or doing whatever horrible things they did. And then he said every night he would see those same men, you know, just committing all the sins of God, like in the same carnival tent, right? Every night. Like he said, it was something he witnessed so many times that he was just like, there is no God.
Right.
You know? So that's how that was like, I guess the catalyst that eventually led him to believe or to create LaVeyan Satanism, which is not a theistic religion. It's, if you want to even call it a religion, it's more just like, you know, people, it's basically like believing in like your basic human needs, and you know, like I think one of the commandments even is like you have the right to fashion.
Yeah.
You know, where it's because in the Bible it says, you know, everyone, if you go by like what the Bible says, like everyone's sinning by wearing clothes with prints on them.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not supposed to ornament yourself or decorate yourself,
right?
Yeah. Because it's seen as pious.
Well, that's always been my thing too. Like technically, we shouldn't be eating shellfish. I mean, like that,
right,
yeah,
right. So
well, there's
like,
a lot of things that people do every day that would be looked down upon in the Bible.
Yeah, literally, like rage. Like, you ever get road rage? Like, you ever wish somebody would fucking crash because they cut you off?
Yeah,
it's a sin. Yeah. So a lot of like, I guess the commandments of LaVeyan Satanism like are pretty, you know, almost like common sense. Like, yeah, don't fucking kill anyone.
I think, and that's a really good point. I think that where I come from is I'm so afraid of admitting Satanism. Mm-hmm. Because of my family and what I've been through my entire life, that my thing is that there's not a God or Satan, but it's just like I love that story.
But the whole thing about like, well, I can't speak much for the Church of Satan, but I mean, Satanism does not worship Satan.
Well, no, and you're right, but like Satan is a bad word, and like that's what I was that's what I was growing up to believe. And, you know, my music taste and my way of lifestyle and my choice to live the way I do, I mean, it's incredibly sinful. You know what I mean? Sure. But that term of just Satan, that's that's the boogeyman.
And that's why, let me cut you off real quick. That's one of the reasons why Anton LaVey named it Satanism, was because it's not anti-religion, but it is like, you know, living your life by the way of religion, you know?
Right.
Because he's like, if someone, you know, is going to judge you, you know, based on the way, just because you say you're a Satanist, if someone's going to decide that you're a bad person automatically because you say you're a Satanist, then that's not someone you need in your life. Yeah. Because that's not someone who's willing to accept you for who you are.
And that's a powerful message just about, like, you know, something that me and Ali talked about was just, I have such a fear, and something we've talked about. I have such a fear of canceling plans, for example.
Yeah, sure.
Someone's like, hey, let's go to a party. You know, oh yeah, I'm going to go to a party. Yeah, for sure. It's going to be fun. Last minute, you know what, dude? I would just rather stay at home. In my mind, I'm going to say no. And that whole party becomes a let's talk shit about how shitty Jacob is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that. And both of you know that that's just something that I deal with every single day of my life.
Sure.
Where it's just like, that's the way I feel about religion. Where it's just like, if I can be shitty my entire life, but then at the end of it, if I'm about to die, if I'm jumping out of a plane and my ripcord doesn't fucking deploy, I can literally just be like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, it's all forgiven. That's my whole thing, is that like, you need to stick by your convictions, but also understand that you're not a horrible person. Mm-hmm. And that's where I feel like the universe doesn't judge you on not jerking off or, you know, not eating fish or so, but like, I don't take it as like a good and an evil. I just take it as you should just not be a shitty person.
And that's literally like the poster for like what like LaVeyan Satanism is. It's really just like, hey, if it feels wrong, it probably is. You know, it even goes into like marital like stuff, like where it's just like, you know, if you're with someone that you love, right? And let's say you want to experience other people while you're with that person, right? If the person you're with does not agree to it, then it's wrong, right? However, this is where like it gets kind of dicey, is that it also like explains that like, you know, you also have the right to leave that relationship because of that, you know, and you also have the right to, you know, if the person is so resistant to the freedom of your relationship that way, then it kind of all like I don't want to say it because I haven't read the book in a long time, but it also even almost goes into like, you know, cheating is okay at that point, right? If you got it, but it's like if you got into the relationship knowing that you are both sexually free people, right, who are used to having more than one partner, and now all of a sudden because you're in the relationship you're not willing to do that anymore, it's not okay. You know?
Yeah.
So it kind of goes back and forth, and it's just like, it's really ultimately like I was telling, you know, Ali, like, you know, it like you have the right to fashion, right? You have the right to decorate yourself, you know, if you feel like it makes you more confident or appealing. It even goes into like rituals, which is why I was talking to you about the paganism stuff, because I see your house and I see that you have stones everywhere. You know, I got you a Christmas present because of like, you know, the stuff that you do. And I think it's cool, but you know, for me, it's not like, you know, I don't know if magic is the right word to use, but you know, it's not. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, I would say it's magic. I mean, there's spell work, there's manifesting, there's rituals.
Right. So
that
like
go into it.
In LaVeyan Satanism, like I have, you know, the Satanic Bible at my house, and it's like in there, it actually has instructions on how to like summon like Astaroth or like, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
But before all the rituals in the book, it specifically, it's from Anton LaVey, and it says, these are not going to do anything. You know, like specifically, it's him saying, you know, these are not going to summon a demon to help you out. You know, it says, but, you know, use them pretty much like you were saying, Jacob, like, you know, you don't know if you're praying to someone, you just feel like you're praying to the universe.
Right.
You know, so it's saying like, you know, if you need this spell, this ritual to make you feel like you're actually taking action into giving you either the confidence or manifesting it into the universe.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
then yeah,
Well,
by
I
all
mean, that's
means, use
something
those
that-
tools.
Like I like Satanism for most of their beliefs and everything, but a big part of Satanism that I don't agree with is that they mostly do not believe in supernatural.
Right.
Which I do. So that's why that's the only part that I can't really like too much agree with, you know, and I have no problem with people like worshiping themselves and everything, but I just can't worship myself like that, you know, and like proclaim myself as like a god in a way. Because I just don't feel that I am, or, you know, but if other people feel that way, that's, you know.
And just to kind of come back to what I was saying, is like the best way that I can describe it, and I've told everyone this, is like, it reminds me of like that episode of Futurama where Bender meets a constellation of stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it is to me. So it's like, you don't worship yourself. You don't worship like, you know, there are people who legitimately believe in a big man in the sky and a red guy underground. And it's just like, I guess that's fine, but it's just like, my whole thing is that you should come, like you said, and that's why I like what you said, is that if it feels wrong, it's probably wrong.
Right.
If you are stealing from someone for your own benefit and you know personally that this does not feel right, then chances are it's not right. But my whole thing is kind of going like what Ali said, was that worshiping yourself, is I think that also is a bias off of what you perceive emotionally, because what I feel is wrong, you might not see.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
it's like, my whole thing is like, maybe it is that like you do worship yourself, and just like you do have a split personality of a legitimate, you know, like the trope of like the angel and the devil. Like that's what I really feel in my life. And so when I'm in struggle, or I need guidance, I'm almost perceiving it to the universe, and I'm hoping the universe gives me some code in my brain of just like, this is what you would do and this is what you should do. And that's where I find solace. So it's like if Allie is sick, or if we don't have the money to, not right now, but like let's just say we didn't have the money to pay rent. I'm almost looking at, it's like if I'm shooting this energy in the universe of just whoever's listening, I need the strength to find a way to pay rent. It's almost like I'm sending it to the universe, and the universe is coming back with an idea. This is what you're going to do in your brain to come up with the way to pay rent.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where I feel like I do.
That's essentially like what manifesting is. I mean, you're essentially manifesting the opportunity to do what you can.
Like, I'm not looking for a sign. I'm looking for my body to give me the sign.
Right. And that's and that's like what she was saying. Like, it's basically tricking, like, I don't know if tricking is a good word either, but it's basically tricking yourself into
becoming insightful.
Not even. It's like really just like, it's like some people, like my dad has a friend, right? My dad has a friend who is now a millionaire, right? And he wasn't when my dad and him were friends. They were friends in high school. And I think it was like sometime like after they graduated high school or something, he wrote himself $1 million check.
Like Jim Carrey. Yeah.
Wrote himself $1 million check and taped it to his bathroom mirror.
Yeah.
And said, I'm going to cash that check one day. It's not religious by any means, but it is something that helped him to manifest, the courage, the power to like go ahead and do that. And he eventually, I mean, obviously he probably didn't actually cash that check because it was probably not good at that point. But,
well, I mean, what is he going to do with $1 million?
Right. But he started a company, his wife started a company and they were eventually millionaires.
Well, and this goes back to not so serious, but I mean, this is what I tell Allie all the time, is that it's just like my weight. Mm-hmm. My parents concernably are just like, hey man, you're getting fat. Not only are you getting fat, you smoke, you drink, you're doing everything that leads to an empty life of just you're gonna die by 45 due to heart failure. And I do take all of that with consideration. But the way that I look at it, and I tell her all the time, because there are times where I come out of the bathroom or just my bed or whatever, and I say, I feel really gross today, and she'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry," just expressing concern. But I tell her all the time, if I want to do it, and I told you this the other day, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it.
Right.
It's like, if I want to stop drinking, if I want to stop smoking, if I want to stop, playing video games, I'll stop.
Yeah, but see, the thing is like, everyone feels that way.
Of course.
There's not a smoker on the planet who doesn't think that they can't stop smoking whenever they want.
Of course. But you need to stop lying to yourself. And this is what I told you too, is that I love doing all of this. Mm-hmm. So until I hate doing it more than I love doing it, I'm never going to change.
And that's what it is. And that's the sad part about it, is that a lot of times that change doesn't come until something scary happens.
Right.
Like where someone, has a bad, like you said, doctor's visit.
Right.
Or something else happens, and no matter what, that person's going to feel like somehow it was their fault because of their lifestyle. Right. So it's really just that, like, okay, going back to like where you said, like, becoming insightful, like it really just goes back to like, really just taking it upon yourself to like really just be like you're almost like your own therapist, ask yourself all the questions you think a therapist would ask you. Yeah. Are you happy doing this? Do you feel like that's the right thing to do? How are you going to feel about that in 5 years? That kind of stuff. And I feel like once you get into the real habit of like asking yourself those kinds of questions, you almost feel like, I mean, you are at that point holding yourself accountable.
And I feel like that's something you can't just do every once in a while. It's definitely a conversation that you have to have with yourself repeatedly.
Yeah.
And like, especially like a big thing in like changing my mind. Cause I used to put myself down all the time. Like I used to feel so fucking shitty about myself, and like, finally, like when I, did go to therapy and everything, like they were just like, you need to start changing how you talk to yourself. You need to start changing your mindset. Yeah. They're like, it sounds fucking stupid at first, but if you just look in the mirror every day and say, you know what, I'm a good person. Mm-hmm. I do what I can. I try my best. I'm beautiful. You start to believe it.
Of course. Absolutely. I mean, it's like anything else. And it's like I was telling you, today, where it's just like, you know what? I am so obsessed with eating fast food. Honestly, I can tell you dead in the face, I would eat cheeseburgers every single fucking day of my life.
Oh, me too.
I mean, it's just, it goes without saying, but it's just like, until you realize that you tell yourself, I don't need that. I can cook at home. It's a waste of money. You will not do it until you believe
Right.
that you cannot do it. So same with Ali said, is that like until you believe in yourself, you will not believe in yourself. You know what I like?
Yeah, and I mean that kind of like when you said like I've never considered myself a god of the universe or whatever, and it's like
I consider myself powerful, but like I don't think that there's anything more powerful, if that makes sense.
so
You
let me pose this idea to you. Okay, don't think about you're the god of the universe. Think about
I think I'm a part of
no, not even like that. Think about you're the god of your own universe, which it sounds really cliche, but it's like truly just think about it, because this is how I view things, like just in general. It's like I've always been like, I don't know if there's a heaven or hell. I don't think, I mean, obviously nobody does. I don't care what you say, how devout you are, nobody knows, right? So like all I know is now. So I'm gonna make my heaven or my hell now.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I know that's how I keep myself going. That's how I know, like, if I'm, fucking off just eating Cheez-Its in my bed, when I could be working out or something like that. That's how I know, like, this is me living my hell right now. Yeah. I'm not making the most of my life. I'm not living up to the most of my potential, which, I'm not, I'm not like a fucking big name or a big, successful person, but it's like, I think it definitely does help how it definitely keeps me from being worse than I am.
Yeah, I think I try to avoid using like words like God, because I think that it can create a very dangerous mindset for some people.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. Like Jacob can't think like that.
So like definitely I think that people hold a lot of power and the power to change their life, depending on how you're feeling, what you're thinking, so yeah, I mean, in a way, like, yeah, I do agree with what you said. Like, you are kind of a god of your own universe, and essentially like there is nobody else that can control how you feel, what you do, and like, essentially that's always up to you. Like, unless you're living under some kind of like dictatorship, which hopefully not, but for the most part, people are in control of themselves.
I agree.
And it's all about how you feel. It's all about how you think about things, the conversations that you have with yourself, and just being self-aware. And I think that's why I like paganism and I love astrology so much, because it feels like it gives me a better insight of who I am.
Of course, yeah.
So I want to, this was really awesome. It's funny because we said that this was going to be the Christmas episode.
We ended up talking about Satanism and paganism.
Yeah, well, but I loved it, and you know what? Obviously, all the viewers will know I have not done a single episode this month.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to start again. I would like to wrap up because we're about at that time. So
how long is it?
It's about an hour and a half already.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's what I want to do, because it'll make me happy. While I was taking a piss and stealing Allie's last White Claw, which I will get you another one if you really do want one. I want to talk about the following, and we'll end it here. So we'll start with Christian, and we'll come to me. Personal heaven, like you said, you make your own personal heaven, your own personal hell. Personal heaven, I want to know where it is, what your favorite food is in that heaven, and who you spend it with. And then we'll talk about, hold on, and number 4 is your New Year's resolution. So you die right now. Where is your personal heaven? Anywhere you want, wherever your mind takes you.
Man, I'm not, see, that's the thing. I'm not like super picky about that stuff. I mean,
so just pick one.
I would like, nowhere in particular, honestly. I'd like to be somewhere close to water.
Okay.
I'd like to maybe Santa Cruz or something like that. Somewhere close to the beach, not somewhere too shitty.
The food of heaven.
Food of heaven, like you said, dude. I'd eat
cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers for all of eternity.
Well, what kind of cheeseburgers? From where and what's on it?
Dude, if I could have a bourbon bacon burger, like
from Denny's,
like the Denny's in El Mirage makes, dude, the one off fucking Grand.
Off Grand, yeah.
Dude, that one makes the best one. If I could have that every day of my life, I would 100%.
With who? Who do you you spend your heaven with your son?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
He just can't get older.
You spend with your baby son?
He's gonna be cursed to be a child forever. But
oh my
yeah.
god, I'm gonna cry.
Why?
That's really sweet.
Yeah, he's a fucking great kid. I love that motherfucker.
Oh my god, it's amazing. Okay, and what's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution probably to lose weight like everyone else.
Come on, that's not a lot of. Come on, think about it deep down. Like, what is your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution, so losing weight, I guess, just comes as a given.
What do you want to fix about yourself in 2022?
See, that's the thing, man. It goes back to
is it just your weight?
This is a shitty thing. This sounds shitty, but because of like the way that like I live my life, like I understand that I have issues, but it's like I'm not unhappy with myself. You know, I'm happy that I tried.
That's a Leo for you, but whatever.
No, it's not that. It's just like that. My
Leos
thing
are
is
constantly unhappy with themselves. Like,
I'm not. I'm genuinely happy with myself that I try.
Right. So then, what is your New Year's resolution? If you're happy with yourself, what would you like to fix?
My car.
Okay. Your car.
No, I would just. I mean, no, that's funny, but no. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess just getting myself more self-sufficient, you know, just in general, just having like not having to like ask my parents for help and stuff, you know, just being a better family member, I guess, in general.
Independent.
Like, yeah, because I mean, I clash a lot with my family, so it's like, you know, just to have a year of just like no drama. That's it right there. No drama.
Good. That's
no
a really
drama
good
at
one.
all. Just a whole year at least with just
Good.
peace.
I love that. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Allie. All right, location.
location is hard because I don't feel like I've ever like been like.
What's your dream location that you could spend eternity in? It doesn't have to be real. It could be something you've watched
like
or
something like cliche, like paradise looking, like lots of flowers.
So what's your
like
paradise?
the woods.
Okay, woods.
Like a nice flowery clearing in the woods with some like water or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
so like a camping trip with a lake. Peaceful,
Yeah,
quiet.
like very spring-like, I guess.
Just thinking like magical forest type
Yeah.
shit.
Okay, with who?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be me. Don't.
So I saw like a TikTok the other day that like
Oh,
really
man.
made me
Just
sad,
say
but it
just
was,
say Jacob's gonna be there anyways because I know he's gonna say you.
I'm
Well,
not.
I
gonna
mean,
say-
like, yeah, Jacob being there would be nice.
No,
but
no. One person.
I saw.
It could be Gerard Way if you want.
No, like I saw this like TikTok the other day where it was like, oh, like this is like the first thing that you see when you walk into heaven or whatever, and it was like somebody like walking up and it was like their cat, like coming to like greet them or whatever. So I was just like, like that's so sad. So like all of my like past animals.
Just one though. You got one person to spend eternity
What's your
with.
favorite pest
person.
animal?
Well,
People don't
thing,
make me happy.
thing. So one thing to spend eternity
Why
with.
can't?
Can't be all. I said one. That's my thing. One.
Okay, well, Juliet, my cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good. All right. Food.
Pho.
What kind of pho?
Beef.
Beef pho.
nice.
Yeah.
And what's your New Year's resolution?
I think to like be more creative.
I could help you with that,
Well, she's a brilliant writer. She writes stories.
dude. I draw comics, right?
Yeah.
Dude, write me a comic. I'll animate the shit I'll illustrate the shit out of it.
Possibly. But like I really want to start doing like I want to do resin art a lot, and I don't know, like I kind of want to start like I don't know, I'm kind of really considering like the whole mortician thing. Like
What?
I want to
that'd
start
be
going
crazy.
to school.
Wait, what is
I've
that?
always wanted to do that, but I'm too scared.
Oh, mortician.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet. I would love to see that for you.
Yeah.
That's a good goal. So creativity. That's good.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll help you. I'll open your mind to new worlds. Like I'm so good.
Okay.
I'm so good at this shit. Like,
Okay,
So-
cool, because I suck at drawing, so
I can help you.
Location for me would be the Mogollon Rim. I'm obsessed.
What?
The in next to Coconino, there is a legitimate cliff
Yeah.
that just falls.
Okay.
And you can see if you look closely on a clear day, you can even see downtown Flagstaff from there. Like it's just a gorgeous, it's like pseudo Grand Canyon, but with a bunch of forest. So I want the Mogollon, so kind of like Allie, like I want like a forest, like that's my heaven. It's just like the Mogollon Rim of just looking at the possibilities of just exploration, and trees. That's my, with who? My brother Ethan, for sure.
Aw.
I would hope that in heaven, I'm going to try my best not to cry. In heaven, I would hope that he would be able to I don't care. Just say fuck. Like, I just honestly, like, I just want to hear what he sounds like. Like, it would
like unabated. Just
yeah, like because he's nonverbal, and like I would just hope that in heaven, like he could just say, "Hey, dude, like." Fuck you for breaking my leg.
What if he was like, "Fuck this place, fuck your heaven"?
I would love it. Like I would.
This place sucks.
I would. I'd be like, dude, far out. Like, thank you
as
so
long
much.
as he could talk. Just,
Yeah,
if he's talking shit to you
I
the
would
whole
just.
time.
I would pay. I would do anything to hear what he sounds like.
Yeah.
So I'd spend it with Ethan forever, like eternity. And even if he didn't sound, if he was continuously nonverbal, that's my heaven, is with him. Food, mac and cheese and applesauce all day long.
Fuck.
Kraft
End this podcast now.
Kraft macaroni and cheese and a jar of applesauce would make me happy for the rest of my life.
Jesus.
For eternity. It's the best food on the planet. I'm so sick of people telling me that it's disgusting, because it's not. The people who say it's disgusting have never tried it. You're a liar.
The only
Because
people
you've
that
tried
it's
it. No, you've tried it, and you and my mom and Hillary and anyone else and Robert who have tried it has said it is not that bad. So it's pretty good. It's just people are fucking haters. And my New Year's resolution is to stay true to my decisions. Both of you know that I'm a horrible person to make decisions. Do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? Do I want to hang out with this person or this person? All the way down to, do I want this for dinner or this for dinner? My goal is to stay true to my convictions.
Well, cheers to that, bro.
Cheers, bro. Both of you guys. All of you guys. All right, reach out. There we go. Christian, Ali, it has been an amazing year. I started this podcast. You guys have been nothing but supportive. I can't ask for a better girlfriend, a better best friend, to pursue my dreams. Neither of you have ever stepped in front of it. Neither of you have been detrimental shit talkers. I would call it advice.
You need some of it.
Yeah, I do need some. But I want to thank you guys so very much. We're gonna go on one more break and then we'll end it. Cool. How do you not love this song? Oh Holy Night is the best Christmas song of all time. Come on, man.
Why?
What do
I
you
hate
mean?
all Christmas music.
Me too.
Everyone, I hope you have a beautiful Christmas with your families and an excellent New Year's with your loved ones. I hope that anyone who says they want to lose weight immediately realizes they're a fucking liar. They're never going to lose weight. You're going to get fatter and more disgusting. I want you to think about what your true New Year's goals are. We fucking killed it. No pressure. We had some excellent New Year's goals. To a beautiful 2022. Hopefully that we're not all destroyed by the next year. Hopefully we still have a world to call home. I thank you, Christian. I thank you, Alicia. You're amazing. Episode 1, season...
That was weird. Just call me Allie.
Episode 1, season 2 of The Basement Dweller. More seasons to come. 9 seasons. 10 seasons. Episode 50, 60. We are going to interview the fucking president. Mark my words. We are going to continue in our lives together as friends, family, loved ones, fans of The Basement Dweller. Christian, Ali, thank you so much for your... sexual partners. We come all over each other. We do pearl necklaces. Dirty Sanchez's 69.
Chicago chili dogs.
Chicago chili dog. Have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year's. I love you both. Thank you so much. This was amazing.
Love you, buddy.
Love you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
If you like what you heard, be sure to follow them on Instagram and Twitter. The information is right below along with their email. Make sure you show them some love by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. They also got previous episodes. But until then, we'll see you next week with the new one.